We are live.
Okay.
BeetleBird and Confluence with Zach. And today we're talking about healing space, connection space. What are you saying, Zach? I'm out of it.
I'm just saying, hello, it's good to be here.
Start things off.
Any questions?
Yeah, would you want to give a little bit about yourself real quick at all when we start, or should we just start?
I mean, I've been doing some spiritual healing for a good few years now. I was doing some energy practice and spiritual practice, so energy practice for a few years before that, and energy practice. I've always done a bit of healing though, even since I was just a little kid. But you know, just whatever.
All right. And with that, we'll get right into it. Speaking of, what's one of the first practices you mentioned when you need something?
So my the spiritual practice that I've been doing for the last few years is it's more of a growth and healing practice. It's internal, through the spirit body in general. Like, so to get right into it, the spirit, like all that I am is within my spirit. So this practice is about like acknowledging this connection and how this operates. It's actually a fairly common practice, but it's probably maybe dismissed or not expressed quite properly often. And it's really easy to do. Like, it's so stupidly easy to do. A lot of people just don't get it because it's all about the intention and meaning. It's about your spirit body doing these things, and the spirit body isn't your conscious mind. It is, well, it could be, but it's you're intending and trying to do these things, and your spirit just does it. Like, you know how Yoda says, like, there is no try, there is only do. But it's actually kind of the opposite of that, but it's more an inversion. By you trying to do this, you do it. And there is no failure. You just, I mean, you might not have enough resources for it, but like, in this case, for this kind of practice, you easily, like, you have enough resources. It's not a resource thing in this case. But for anything you try to do, to a certain extent, you do. Or you know, figure it out. So, to start this practice, it's pretty simple. I give my spirit to my spirit, and I let my spirit do what it's going to do. So all that I am is within my spirit. I'm giving all that I am to all that I am. Letting things flow, connect, be what they should be. And part of that whole flow thing is like unclenching that which is trying to heal, or whatever is in pain, and let it transform, let it heal. Like, you can't heal a clenched muscle. Like, you have to unclench the muscle and let it recover, you know? The other part of it is letting excess resources flow to the spirit for whatever is best. It's kind of helpful. And resources are physical, emotional, mental, energy, whatever else is in the spirit. Like, everything is in the spirit. These 4 things are included. I don't know everything that's in the spirit, but, you know, yeah. And then the other one was, my spirit is me. I trust my spirit to help things heal, grow, change, improve. You know, it's me. Like, yeah. And I think that's it for that question.
So, following up on that, this has been a very relatively effective practice. People seem to have taken to it. I've talked to, they report that there is a little bit of a change, and it's always to the positive when it is there. Unless you're fairly uncertain. So slightly natural. But I feel it'll come out efficacious again.
Yeah. And I would also add the resonance of truth also helps with this. And it's part of the whole letting things flow thing, because if you let things flow, they will. And this also works with knowledge and what is right, wrong, correct, incorrect, truth and lie. And if you or if you kind of enter the state of I know nothing, or I don't know, and you kind of release these things, they become more accurate, they become more true, they become more right or correct. And that's another little tidbit, like resonance of truth, it's more stable. Truth is more stable than lies. And there can be more powerful truths as well. So a powerful lie will be unstable, like a table with a leg that's shorter than the others. And so if you let it, if you make some corrections, if you feel it out, change up the phrase a little bit, like, or remove something, add something, it'll just feel right, it'll sound better, and it resonates. Anyway, that's a good little add-on for this stuff. Did you have anything else you wanted to ask? Or?
I think that was that for that practice. But then next moving on to your practice can evolve. Someone may have asked or something. Do you have a story about this? It's okay if you got it.
Do you mean the healing practice where I help people heal?
Yes.
Okay, so I help some friends heal some things. Usually it's a more energetic side. It'll be some physical issues or some, like if they have a headache, I'll just do a little bit of energy and, I did that for a long time. But I started getting into it more deeply again probably a month or two back. Because I have cycles where I do this. And my friend, she was having some energy organ issue. It wasn't really physical. Because when something to be aware of, wherever you focus your energy is where it's going to go. And you can be very vague, very direct, very specific, very conditional about this. You could even say, I send it to this person if they are open to this. If you don't know if they are open to it, and they'll either accept it or they won't. And then, but if they don't accept it, then you don't send it, because that's a conditional sending. If you want to be very careful with your energy, which you don't really need to be, because it's kind of free-flowing and all that stuff. Try not to send life energy, but that's not really an issue. People don't really do that. But it's also, it does regenerate, so it is another type of energy. But don't be whimsical with it, because it's kind of, HP. And, yeah. So, I started to, she was telling me that she was having some pain in this place, and I directed my energy to the physical. Didn't really help, so then I started to be a bit more direct with my focus and a bit more into the energetic. So I pictured more of a light body type deal, where my hand becomes it's made of light, and then you just reach in and interact with that place. And then I was kind of trying to follow the issue. So she was saying it felt better after I did that, but then I kind of was like, because I could kind of feel something. So I followed this connection to this other place, this space in the spirit body, where it was all like, it was made of connections, and it was kind of a slight shift, and it wasn't a place that I could see so much. I knew what I was interacting with, and knowing. But if you're directing your energy to this kind of place, it's gonna go there. If you're directing your awareness or your whatever to this place, you're gonna go there. Well, that's the same with anything though. It's not just this, it's like, that's how it all works. As far as like energy direction and focusing and whatnot. So in this connection space, I was able to, and I believe this is an old thing, I don't think this is a new thing, I don't think I'm the first person to discover this, because, but it is, nobody really explained this thing to me, but I don't think they really needed to, or would need to. But it was very beneficial for working on healing somebody. And so I kind of went through this space. And I think you can start wherever you like, and you can also use whatever system you like. But I used the frequency system because, I don't know, it just seems like it's easier than using like an elemental system, for example. Though colors might have worked too. But again, this space, I was perceiving it as knowing and not really as something I saw. So I was interacting in a more focused manner, energetically speaking, on these other levels. So the lower frequency that I would start with would be like from 0 and up. The first stage is like physical, and then the next one is energetic, and the next one is more emotional, and then more mental, and they do interconnect, but like there's a lot of issues that connect to each other, and then anyway, I guess that doesn't really matter for this conversation. But the idea is that there's a part of you that manages this space, and then there's another part of you that this space is, and it kind of connects all these different parts of you together. And that's the connection space. And then this, the part of you that manages it is the part of me that goes to help my friend, and I kind of go through their system, go through this connection space, going up slowly and helping that part of them that's there, that I'm interacting with, to align things properly. And it's kind of like, oh, do you have this issue? Then I help you with it, and you help me with it. And it can be a little bit draining, so go slow. You don't want to go fast. And typically things also need time, because it is an interaction. This part of you is teaching this part of them how to correct these things, how to work through these problems. So you slowly climb up the frequencies, or down, depending. And honestly, it was pretty easy. It's pretty easy to do. And that spiritual practice I was sharing in the beginning, that is very beneficial for keeping things as they should be, and getting things going in the right direction. This healing practice that I'm currently sharing is more a way to interact, and like it's an interface. The frequencies is an interface, it's a system. And it works well. But don't feel like you have to stay limited to the system. Don't feel free to experiment, be whimsical, you know. And don't try to limit yourself or limit things. Like understand the fundamentals and you'll be good. You know, it's like everything else comes from the fundamentals, and if you keep growing in the fundamentals, like things just reveal themselves. It's just natural. It's like, oh, of course this is what, you know, like. But don't try not to break things too much. Because I know a lot of people want to do the more fun things, the more interesting things, the more crazy things. But if you heal and grow everything bit by bit, like you'll get to those points that you can do all these crazy things, and you'll do so safely. Just don't need to break things to get there. It's actually more about aligning things properly, about healing things, about growing things. And if you reach for that high point without having the things you need to do it, it's gonna hurt. And maybe that's part of your path, but like, I don't know, free will. So yeah. Oh, and should I go into the negative frequency stuff now?
I'm trying to think if there's anything else. If you feel that's the right way to go, yeah. Over there, pretty much it sounds like.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything left.
Yeah. And so negative frequency stuff is, instead of going up, you start going down from 0. And I would recommend finishing the upper portion first, just because that's kind of more the surface stuff. And below the surface stuff, it can be kind of suppressed things or things that are getting held onto. Like this is, below the surface, it's kind of more about stability and holding on to things. And if you're shifting that stuff around, it can be a bit disorienting, to say the least. And it may be better to have the stuff up top working in alignment before you align the stuff down below. At the same time, you could say it's the opposite. You might want to work down below before you go up top, but, you know. I personally suspect it's dependent on where the most issues are. And maybe you could do both at the same time. But it's different. So the negative frequencies, don't think of them as well, it's just other numbers that are going down. And it helps you to stabilize and rise to higher heights if those are aligned properly. Whereas the upper frequencies are great if the lower frequencies are not aligned properly, that you may collapse in one direction or another. So it's, you know, it's grounding to do the negative ones. It's very beneficial. And in this frequency thing, in this connection space, I would actually say it's much safer than some of the things that I've heard from people experiencing doing some other stuff that I didn't do that stuff, but I I've heard some things from friends that had some bad experiences with those negative directions, or those below the surface directions. And I think part of the deal is there are, if you have certain assumptions about this, what you're focusing your energy to do, or how the mind operates, and those assumptions are wrong, they're ungrounding, they're destabilizing, it's going to cause some issues. So, if there's a dissonance in the information that you have, try to feel it out and shift it and change it to what it should be. And that'll stabilize things. That's very mentally stabilizing. The mind is made of truth. The emotions are made of love. But I should add, the love that I speak of is not like, I love you. It's more of a spiritual love. It's more of a peaceful, joyful, content love. And it's like, I love you, so I will be all the emotions that I need to be. So instead of, if you see the waves as the emotions, the love is the water. You know? If you're looking at the ocean and you see all these waves, those waves are made of love, but that love is being expressed in one type of emotion or another. And it accepts that. Essentially, you could say that it's coming from the spirit. So, like, all that I am is from my spirit, right? So it's this resource, this thing, that which makes up my spirit. I like to say it is holy. You know, it is whole, it's complete. It is all that it should be. It is infinite, it is nothing, you know, whatever. But this nature can become anything. Or more accurately, it can express itself as anything. And it does. So mentally it becomes truth. But if you warp the truth, if you tell a lie, you cause damage to that truth, and it becomes damage. It is mental damage. And then emotionally, the spiritual resource becomes love. And the love, because it loves, it can express itself as all these other emotions. And it does so because it loves. But it is also, all these other emotions are their own forces, their own movements. And it's their interactions with the love. And it's better not to... And just because there's a wave on the surface, even if there's no waves on the surface, it does not mean there are no waves down beneath the surface. And these forces can still move. And that's why we don't want to express the emotions. We want to bring everything to the surface to be expressed and be aligned properly. Anger can become motivation, sadness can become happiness. You know, it's and it can be painful. Like, it can really suck. But that is part of the process. Once those misalignments become aligned, you'll feel a lot better. And you'll feel like things have come back that you had thought were gone forever. Things that you might not even remember you had. It's amazing. But, and physically, it's movement, it's action, though I wouldn't even say it's physical exactly, because it is adjacent to the physical, but it is not exactly the physical. It is, yes, the spirit is in the physical, but more the physical is in the spirit, because it's all, you know. But the spiritual body, the resource that goes into the physical, it is movement, action, and perhaps it also becomes being, becomes something that is present, it is active, it is on the surface of this layer of reality. And then the energetic body. I would say the base resource for this one is creation. It is a creative body. Energy is inherently creative. It becomes whatever you want it to be, including destruction, which is okay. So this is funny because you can create destruction and you can create creation, but destruction cannot create creation. So energy is inherently creative. If you can create anything, that means you are creative. So what I'm getting at with this is it ties in with the whole love thing, because your creative energy can become anything, similar to your spiritual resource. So it's more in tune with the nature of the spirit as far as that goes. But then the love also becomes any emotion. It allows itself to transform. And then the truth, it lets itself discover and figure things out and incorporate this information, and there's these layers of information, perspective, but it always tries to get to the core reality, the base of it all. And the more closely you're aligned to this core reality, this base reality, where everything is like, whatever it is, like the more stable things become. And so you know what's good by the fruit of it, and you know what's bad by the fruit of it, the fruit being the result. So if a tree is giving you bad fruit, it's not a good tree, you gotta change the tree or do something or other. You did something wrong, And by the way, you are the tree. So you have to change yourself. But it doesn't mean you are doing bad things. You're helping yourself. You're helping align things properly. And then you'll start producing good fruit, good results. You'll feel good. You don't have to hurt yourself. Though some people will. And I mean, that's that. So, any other questions, my friend? I know I went into a lot of tangents there.
No, it's good. You're great. It's perfect.
Okay.
Well, we've been going for about a good almost half hour. I'm trying to think of one last good thing. Oh yeah, the curses into blessings, bad things into good things.
Yes. So anything within your domain, within your spiritual body, that is yours. You have power over it. You have influence over it. This is your authority. And it chose to enter. Now it's yours. So you can also, if somebody's like trying to curse you, you can send it back to them, like bad energy, bad juju, send back, But you can also just dissect it. You can take it apart, figure out how it operates, and you don't need to do this consciously. This is kind of how a part of you will do things. There's other parts that are more like adjusting to things and kind of becoming more because of them. But you can take any bad thing, like any misaligned thing, and make it aligned. You can take any information and shift it more in the direction it's supposed to be. You can do this with anything, so that's why I say bad thing to good thing, and things want to be what they're supposed to be, and it's in your power. You can choose what direction it goes in. You have that power, that authority, that influence, and potentially that wisdom, So if you view the world as like it's built up of all these building blocks, and you can take it apart and put it back together however you like, And sometimes the building blocks are new things that you never came across, little equations that are like, oh, that's neat. And, you know, but I will also add most curses are kind of predictable. If we're going back to the curse thing, it's, yeah. It's rare to find something that's new. But, or more accurately, I would say it's most curses use certain types of energy. And because those are easy to use, those are more aligned to hurt that person, you know, or like take from them or whatever. And if you have that kind of thing in your field, what you do is you just invert it. You know, you connect to the things that are supposed to be connected, because a curse is disconnecting things. A curse is misaligning things. A curse is trying to damage something that is what it's supposed to be. And that spiritual practice I shared, though, like that's going to reinforce things, strengthen things, help things to get dissected, you know. But that, like any bad thing, like over time it'll shift towards good things if you let them. Because it's kind of like, you know, why wouldn't your spirit do that, you know? I mean, the whole reason why we have bad things happening to us is because we chose that, typically, before we were ever born. It's part of the path, part of the awakening. I want to, like, you know, it's part of the journey, part of the experience. And what do you need to level up? Experience. So, yeah, that's kind of the whole lesson there. But, and I would add that if you've already had all the good experiences and you still need some bad experiences, it's kind of what might be happening. And we tend to choose some messed up things for ourselves as well. And when I say we, I mean people in general, because everyone has a story to share, typically. I mean, yeah. And some people just had great lives, or we think of them as great, then they'll, you know, it's whatever. So as far as the awakening process goes, it's just try to be the best you can be. Like, don't worry about it. And one step at a time, a lot of little different things, which is actually why I share that spiritual practice, because you don't need to meditate to do that spiritual practice that I shared in the beginning. It's just like inherent acknowledgement and understanding of the nature of the spirit, and it just happens. So like, people don't need to spend time on this. They don't need to do anything special. It just, like, boom. So as far as bad things to good things, though, I would go into that more and say your spirit doesn't think of anything as bad or good. Like, it's in a state of being that it is connected, but it isn't wanna be. And then you are you. Like, you are your spirit that has accepted this life, and like your spirit, of course, lets you do it because you are your spirit. Like, that's, you know, like, anyway. And the bad, yeah. I think I was gonna start rambling there, so it's probably better that you said that.
Yeah. I'm sorry. If
Any other
there's anything else you'd want to add, though, you were saying.
Oh, I think I'm about done. I might have said something that I should finish, but I don't remember what it was.
Oh, we can roll back the play. You know.
Yeah.
Hop on my live stream.
Okay. I will join it. Okay. Wow.
ほなみ姫、雨のおずめ姫。はにやぎうず
I hope
め、
you're able to hear
噛む
yourself
なが
and
ら。
try to turn way down.
Okay, yeah, I can see how this is why this be game as well.
ふとや、ゆまりねぎ。
Sorry. I do that to help distract the busy mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of my
おほわ
technique,
た
I
ま
think.
り、いむな。
Yeah.
噛むながら、噛むはまひとたま。 噛むま
Keep
り、
attention
は
in a
ひ
way.
たま、はひおきな。 先道噛む道、噛むながら。 魔のすべ、沖や松。
Yeah. I think we're good.
今海、人写し。
Yeah, tons of fun.
人雨の写しね。
You'll have fun too.
噛むながら、海いま
Yeah, I think we're good.
And any closing remarks?
嫌みよ、やほ海、山
Uh,
中海。
so I would say love and light. The mind or the consciousness is made of
写し
love,
それやす。
and the soul is no. Sorry, the consciousness is made of light, and the soul is made of love. But the type of love in the soul is
浮
more
き写しすべ、
an energetic love, more creative love
割り甘玉、見とり
than
かね
the
し。
emotional body's love. And then, because it's the emotional and energetic kind of converge to make the soul's body, you know? And the
響き
mental body and the physical body converge to make the consciousness body.
魔のすべし、
And the consciousness is made of light. So the light is made of truth and
足跡案、
activity, motion.
写し祭り、
Like, yeah.
カタカムナ。歌ひ、
Hopefully that
やたのかかみ、
explains
Sounds
things.
that sounds
カタ
very
カムナ、
hopefully
Kami.
helpful in framing for people and understanding what was played.
Yeah,
歌玉、
hope so.
I'm grateful for your
のみ、
allowing me to
Mikoto.
record this and going over all this. And I
Futomani
hope
ni.
that everybody
love-
who sees this is able to, oh sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, love and light, brother.
とはに、
And then that seems to be it for this episode. Thank you all for tuning in
カ
and
タカム
watching
ナ、
BeetleBird and Confluence today with Zach
Yosoyakoto.
featuring Rift of the Necrodancer as the footage for
拳歌、
today. I really enjoyed every bit of this episode,
ひふみよい、
especially your info here, Zach. It's helped me a lot
回りてめ
recently.
くる、
It's made some real changes, why I felt a need to make this episode and everything. So yeah,
あうのすへしれ、
everybody else who's watching in the future or past or whenever, you'll have a good night or day or whatever time it
空に
is.
もろけせ、
Look above, good lucky, good
揺れ
lucky.
ぬ方、
Yeah, I try to cover all the important information in the, so I hope it helps somebody, for a lot of
カタカ
people.
ムナ。
Bye bye.